you say I make a fool, oh, I no send. Charlie, if you say I make a fool, oh, I no send.
Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel, and I'm really excited. Today I'm going to show you how to do the African print shoes by yourself. Yes, basically all you need is some material that you like, pair of shoes, and some Mod Podge, which is a type of glue that you'll be using, some scissors, and like a crafter's knife or a blade. I saw a similar type of shoe like about 2-3 years ago. It was actually a wedge in Aldo, and they actually sold out 2 weeks before Nigerian independence that year. So it's a style that's really popular and it looks really fun. So if you can do yourself and you like DIY, why not? It's really simple to do. You don't always have to do just the point, the body of the shoe. You can also do the heel and the platform, and that just gives it like a different edge, and it makes sure it goes with a lot more outfits. And actually wore this one on my birthday with a clutch. It looked awesome. Something different. You don't have to always go with heels. You can go for flat shoes if you've got time, an old pair of trainers, anything. Just be really creative and just have fun with it. So that's like any DIY project, just have fun with it. So we're going to start now. Get your tools ready and enjoy yourself. Right, so we're about to begin. We've got the shoes, the blades because I don't have a crafter's knife, scissors, material, and the Mod Podge. The Mod Podge is the gloss lustre one, so it leaves a kind of like a glossy sheen on it. They've also got matte. Don't forget your sponge brush as well. Basically what we're going to do first is to cut the material into strips. So just take your time with this. I'm going to cut them into quite big chunks here because my battery is a bit low, but cut them into thinner strips and you'll have more fabric mold around the shoe, so it looks just a lot more neater, a lot more beautiful, and it just works a lot more better. I really love the Kente material. It's just so colourful and it's so African. It looks amazing. So just measure out how much of a strip you will need and just start to snip away. So I just cut them into the squares of the pattern that they came in, just strategically place them like a particular pattern at the front, a particular pattern at the side, so both shoes would look the same. So as you can see with those squares, I think I left most of them like that, but I would say cut those squares still into about 3 pieces and cover the shoe with it. It just makes it a lot more neater, like I said. So measure the strip of exactly right against your shoe. So this particular piece I put it at the side, or I started at the back, tell a lie. So I started from the back. So start from wherever you want to, but just try and make sure that the piece looks a bit dodgy and wonky. That's why I'm trying to straighten it up with the scissors. Get your Mod Podge, a little bit on your sponge brush, not too much, you don't need too much, and try not to get it on your table. I put it on the fabric first, but I would advise for you to put it on the shoe first actually, so you don't get bits of fabric sticking to the heel and random pieces. So make sure the entire length of the shoe, not the fabric like I'm doing here, of the shoe is covered in Mod Podge, and place the fabric onto the shoe. Don't slap it on like I did. Try and be neater than I was. So just use your fingers to mould the fabric around the curvatures of the shoe. That will just make sure that the fabric sticks to everywhere you want it to stick to. And just push it and tack it and hold it down in place a bit, and it should stay. And don't worry about the Mod Podge looking white. It does dry clear, and it dries beautifully clear, so don't worry about that. So just tack it down into the curvatures of the shoe, making sure that each place is covered by a bit of fabric. Keep doing the same thing. Again, I'd advise you to put the Mod Podge onto the shoe and not onto the fabric like I'm doing. I'm so sorry, I shouldn't have actually rushed this, but I really wanted to video it while, you know, the lighting was good and I had a bit of time on my hands to make sure that everyone I was able to actually upload this. So we're going to continue doing that until the whole shoe is covered. And I think we can actually speed this up a bit. Right, so speedily we've pretty much done everything. So once the whole shoe is covered with your fabric, what we do is cover the whole shoe again with Mod Podge, and that makes sure that we've got like this clear layer, like kind of like a protective barrier between the fabric and the elements. That just makes sure that, you know, rain, dust doesn't get the material dirty, doesn't get the material wet. I am not guaranteeing you that this is going to make your shoe waterproof, but it makes it at least a little bit resistant to, you know, a drizzle or something. So it just makes it a bit more hard wearing, and it makes sure that it lasts longer, which is pretty much what we all want. So once this is dry, that's when we cut off the excess. I don't think I've got a video of me actually doing that because, oh, I do actually, tell a lie. So that's what's going to be up next. So this is the last part. I'm basically just trimming away the excess around the cuffs of the shoe and making sure that it's just tidy and clean. So make sure you take your time at this part, and because that's where your skills show that you're neat and everything. So take your time for this part, okay? Didn't take that long. It shouldn't have taken that long, especially if you just do like a little part of the shoe. You don't have to do the whole shoe. So make sure, points to take, I'll make sure you take your time. Slow down, make sure you take your time with it, especially when cutting out the offcuts or the little pieces that are hanging over on the edges and everything. You know, try and make sure that you don't get glue on where you don't want there to be glue on. Make sure you seal the shoe properly. It gives it kind of like a nice gloss, and it makes sure that when the shoe's a bit wet, like for rain or a puddle or something, it doesn't kind of peel off and leave you with like fabric behind you or anything. So that's always a good point to mention. I actually do have, because I bought some plain shoes wholesale, because I was doing them for friends and selling some of them. I still have a few of these shoes, and it will be on my blog. And I have a few sizes, quite varied sizes, from UK 5, UK 6, UK 7, 1 or 2 UK 8 somewhere. And yeah, so check it out on the blog. I can't think of anything that I've missed out. I was supposed to write stuff down, but I didn't. But I don't think I've missed anything out. If you think I have, or you'd like to ask a question, leave some comments below. I would love to hear from you. Rate, comment and subscribe. I would love just to hear from you, and just some feedback. It will be awesome. So I'm actually going to start on another tutorial DIY thing now. So I'm going to stop talking. Have a lovely weekend, you guys. Have a good one. Take care. Bye.
Go down low. First of all, go down low. Go down low. Mash it out.